Greetings. Welcome to Gentle Yoga with the Lake Mills Yoga Co-op. I'm Sue Anderson. You've probably seen me around the studio at some point. I teach gentle flow from time to time. And right now, it seems that we could use a little gentle yoga. Now, if you need to burn off some steam, some pent-up frustration, you can always take a nice run or a sweaty vinyasa. But sometimes you just need to settle in, find a little stillness. So gather a couple of props, either a bolster or a rolled up blanket or a pillow. Any of those options will work. And then find a seat. Find a comfortable position. Sit bones settled in, eyes closed. Just your breath get a little deeper. When we head to Thanksgiving, we always start to think about gratitude. And sometimes we have so much to be grateful for, we can't even begin to know where to start. And sometimes it's just irritating to think about, what am I grateful for? So much has been confusing and stressful this year. If you're not ready to think about gratitude, just think about where you are in your body, feeling comfortable in your seat, in yourself. We're going to add in a mantra that helps. Just 2 words, so and hum. On the inhale, so, exhale, hum. Now you can say these or just think them as you breathe in and out. They simply mean I am. And that's where gratitude starts. Finding yourself, accepting yourself where you are. No need to change. No need to be anything but what you are. I am enough. It's a hard thing to remember, especially during the holidays, when we're always trying to do more and be more, and we're reflecting on maybe where we're lacking. At the same time, we're celebrating all the abundance we have. So let all that go. And just breathe in, so. Breathe out, hum. When you're ready to take a little movement, let the eyes flutter open. The fingers wiggle. We'll rotate through the wrists. Taking circles one way and then the other. Flexing the fingers, drawing the digits in. It's getting cold, getting a little snow today. Joints are getting a little stiff and swollen. So if you're feeling a little more irritable than usual, it could be that. Be sure you're drinking enough water. I know it's tempting to fixate on the holiday cocktails and the wine and all the other fun things that come with the holidays, but get enough water. That's essential to lubricating your joints. We'll let the movements get a little bigger, shrugging shoulders up to the ears, pulling the shoulder blades back, letting them pinch together and settle down. Big circles, big, slow, deliberate circles. Then we'll let the right hand float up. Keep the right sit bone grounded, stretch long and over to the side. You can look under the right arm, keeping the chest open, shoulders back. Inhale back to center. Let the other side float up. Find length. Keep the left sit bone grounded and take it over to the side. Looking under the left arm, letting the shoulder roll back. Inhale back to center. Bringing right hand to left knee, long, tall spine, and twist to the side. Let the shoulders settle in. Inhale back to center, opposite hand to opposite knee. Taking the twist the other way. Long spine, settled shoulders, heavy legs. We'll inhale back to center and take it through to tabletop. Just find your way there slowly, easy. And settle in, pulling the shoulders back, gazing straight down. Then let the belly drop and heart shine forward, lifting into cow. Exhale, round into cat, pulling the belly button in. Then exhale. Inhale back to cow. Exhale, cat. You can always add anything you need. Right here, we're exploring the body. Take a little side-to-side movement if that feels good. Shake the head, yes or no. You can stretch a leg out. Maybe keeping toes down, pressing through the ankle, crossing over the body if that feels good. Looking over the left shoulder. Bring it back to center. Send the right leg out. Pressing through the heel. Core stays strong. Pulled in and take the leg across the other way. Looking over the right shoulder. We'll bring it back to center. Bring the toes, big toes together, knees wide. And sink back into child's pose. Now, if your hips or knees are complaining about this, this is a place where you can tuck in a blanket or a bolster. Blankets are kind of nice here because you can adjust the size. That gives you a little support as you sink the hips back. Let the arms stretch out. Shoulders pull back and forehead rests on the mat. You want the pineal gland, the third eye, right there. You can rock side to side, massaging the joint. That's not a joint, that would be a gland. And the inhale, lift the gaze and walk the hands towards the right corner of the mat, keeping the left side pressing back. You want a long stretch to the left side of your body. I'll inhale back to center and take it over to the other side. Just feeling the stretch through the ribs, hips sinking back. And the inhale, bringing it back to center. We'll stretch the arms out long, pull the hips back, pull the core in, hug the biceps together and draw the torso forward low. We're coming back to a cow, rounding into cat, sinking back to child's pose. Take it slow and easy, exploring how every part of the body feels. This is a great way to realign the vertebrae if you have discs that tend to bulge. Remember, your neck is part of the whole spine. It's tempting to look up all the time, but find the spot where the chin can relax back to the chest. When you're ready, bring the hands back to tabletop. Remove any props you may have moved in. We're going to take an optional down dog. Now, if you feel better just staying in child's pose, not ready for down dog, have your socks on, you're going to slip, stay in child's pose. But if it feels good, let the hands spread wide, fingertips press in. We'll press through the heels and lift the hips. Downward facing dog. You can pedal the feet here, stretching through hamstrings and calves. Imagine the hips lifting, shoulders pulling back. And when you're ready, travel to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Find length through the spine, gazing straight down, shoulders pull back, core pulls in, then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising into mountain, arms extend. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll keep up a few half sunnies, just lifting. Finding length. Exhale, forward fold. Now here you want a nice bend in the knees. We're looking more for length in the spine than we are in the hamstrings. On the inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising in the mountain, arms extend. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time. Arms float up, gaze lifts. We'll add in a little back bend, bringing fingers together, flipping the palms to the ceiling. Keeping the hips pressed forward as we lift the gaze. Inhale back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising into mountain wing. The shoulders roll back and we'll release to mountain palms forward. We're into Dasana. So find your feet settled in, shoulders back. Let your eyes close for a moment. Just take a moment to reflect on that mantra. Inhaling so, exhale hum. When your mind starts to wander, see if bringing it back to those two short words helps still the chatter. Inhale, lift the gaze again, arms lift up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll fold forward one more time. We're going to take a little revolved forward fold, deeply bending the right knee, letting the left hand reach up, shoulder over shoulder. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the opposite knee, left knee, right hand reaches up, gaze follows the finger. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising into mountain, feeling each vertebrae stacking above the other, shoulders roll back and down, arms extend, and grab the right wrist with the left hand, stretch tall and over to the side. Inhale back to center, we'll switch, left hand reaches up and over. Inhale back to center, exhale, long, slow, forward fold, deep bend in the knees. This time we're going to grab the big toe with two peace fingers, or you can slip the hands under the feet, whichever feels better. Bend at the elbows, bend at the knees. Draw the chest towards the thighs, head heavy. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising into mountain, arms extending. Exhale, hands to heart center. Then float up again. Exhale, forward fold. One more. Forward fold. Just heel toe the feet out. A little wider than the mat, toes pointing out. Bend the knees and let the hands slip under the feet. This is Pada Hastasana. You've got your padas, your feet on top of your hastas. Your hands, the elbows bent, chest presses back to the thighs as the hips lift. If it feels good, you can take a little movement. You release the feet. Heel toeing back to hips distance. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising into mountain, arms extend. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to fold forward and bring it all the way down to the mat. To seated. Now when you're seated, that's Sukhasana. Su and Ka, two words that mean comfortable fit. You're going to find ease in your body. And the sit bones settle in, shoulders roll back. Eyes can close. Let your palms rest down or up, deciding where they need to be. Few more breaths. Get the eyes flutter open. We'll bring the feet, the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. That's bound angle pose, cobbler's pose, or butterfly. You can let the sit bones settle in. Shoulders roll back. Heart is open. The shoulders sink. And your heels can be whatever distance from the body feels right. If you're just not enjoying this, you might like it so much better with a prop or two. Stuff a blanket or a pillow on either side of the legs. Let your hips ease into the pose. And it takes good few minutes for your body to settle in, for the fascia to stretch. It's not a pose to force. You never want to force a yoga pose, even the simplest ones. Let your body gradually find its place, find where it needs to be. We're all about finding ease and contentment in your body right now. If something feels wrong, take any adjustments to make it feel a little better. If your back is tired, it's good to stay up in this pose, but if it's feeling pretty good, you'd like a little forward motion, you can take the hands to the feet. Let the elbows press into the thighs, belly button pulls in as the spine rounds, shoulders pull back, chin tucks. And the inhale, lift the gaze. We'll keep the left leg, right leg, this will be the right leg, to the front of the mat. We're headed to deer. It's one of my favorite poses. You'll want a bolster or a blanket opposite the front knee. That would be the right knee. And then take the left leg, shin parallel to the side of the mat. Now, if it feels good on the knee, both feet are flexed. If your knee says for any reason that's not working, foot can be straight. Take any little adjustment in the angle of your body. It feels like a reasonable place to be. Keep the shoulders back, starting out with spine long. Settle into your breath. Deer pose. This is deer pose, by the way. It's a good one for Thanksgiving, for stressful times. It's said to massage the liver, which is the seat of anger. And who hasn't been angry at one point over a holiday? If you can find some simple poses to help let go of anything you don't need, letting go of anger, anxiety, of worry, and tell the body it's okay to let it go. When you're ready, take a twist towards the support, to the bolster, to the blanket. Squaring both shoulders to the prop, letting them pull down. We'll fold over the bolster. This is my favorite part of this pose. It's a beautiful twist for the spine and also is getting into those internal organs. Now your head can rest on the bolster. Forehead, cheek, whatever part feels right on the neck. It's typical for your mind to start wandering when your body is still. Good place to come back to your mantra. Inhaling so, exhaling hum. You can stay there as long as you like, but when you're ready, bring the body back to center. Let the legs spread out into a wide leg straddle. Pressing through the heels, flexing the toes back towards the body. Long spine, shoulders pulled back. Core pulled in. You're looking for tailbone to crown of the head. One long line reaching up to the ceiling. You can stay right there or imagine the heads of the femurs reaching to the backs of the room. It's just like your hips lifting up in a standing forward fold. The crown of the head reaches for the front of the room. Bring in a bolster if that feels good, any kind of prop. Let the body relax, chin tuck. The inhale, lift the gaze, walk the body up. Bring the feet back to Baddha Konasana, bolster over to the other side. Your sit bones settle in, shoulders back. We'll keep this one a little briefer. We're just on our way to deer on the other side. The shoulders roll back. You can stay upright or take another fold. Your choice. It's always nice to have choices in yoga. That's one of the things I love about it. There aren't a whole lot of rights and wrongs. It's very individual. The inhale, lift the gaze, and we'll bring the left leg to the front. Shin something like parallel to the front of the mat, always listening to your knees, seeing if that bend is what works for you. And the right leg, shin parallel to the long edge. Now this side will probably feel different. Allow it to. It's all right. Your body has different histories on either side. The shoulders roll back, spine get longer. Take any little adjustments that make you a little more comfortable. It's always hard not to rush the second side. Stay here. Letting the body grow quiet. And when you're ready, take a twist to the left. Shoulders square to the bolster. I'm a little short on space here. I'm going to shift over to the side a bit. And then let the body drape over your support. Take your cheek or your forehead to your prop. Let everything soften. Your body sink into the bolster, into the floor. When you're ready, push your torso up, coming back to seated. And set the prop aside. We're going to get ready to roll down. I'm going to move to the side just so it's easier to see. So take it slow and easy, shoulders back. Letting the vertebrae descend one at a time. Take a little windshield wiper action with the legs. Let the feet come a little wider. And settle them back to hips distance, taking left leg over right knee. So the left ankle settles in on the right knee. We're in a supine pigeon. It's a nice place to press away the left knee. Nice place also. Take some circles with the left ankle. Make sure to switch directions. You can stay right there or hug in the opposite leg, flexing both feet. Here is a nice place to let the tailbone reach down to the mat, low back arcs. Gets into little muscles in the glutes. can help take a little pressure off the sciatic nerve. Bring the right foot back to the floor. Or get a little fancy with it. Take the left foot and let it fall to the mat. Right hand can come across to help out. Left arm can stretch out long. Let the shoulders settle in. You can stay right there if you need a little more. Let the left hand reach for the top of the right foot, taking the heel in towards your bottom. This might feel beautiful. It might feel just weird and wrong. If it feels weird and wrong, do you think it's weird and wrong, Gimlet? Got some cat opinions going on here. Always skip it if it does not work for you. And the inhale, rolling back to center, planting the left foot on the mat, right ankle over left knee, pressing away the right leg. You can rotate the top ankle, circles one way, then the other. Your shoulders get a little softer. We're not pressing so hard that there's tension through the arms or through the shoulders. Stay right there or hug in the left leg, flexing both feet. And the tailbone, draw to the mat on this side. Let your left foot come back to the earth. And then the right crosses over the body, left hand helping outside the knee. Right arm stretches out. Let the shoulders sink. No tension whatsoever. And your neck. Find a comfortable spot. It might take your gaze to the ceiling. It might take it over to the right fingers. You can stay right there. Or wiggle the left foot towards your bottom using the right hand to warm the toes. This is called cat pulling its tail. And the inhale, pull it all back to center. Hugging right knee into right, shoulder left knee into left. Reaching inside the knees for the outsides of the feet or the big toes for happy baby. It's a nice place to rock side to side. Or to let one leg extend, or the other, or maybe both. Your hips still want a little more. You can bring the soles of the feet together, reaching under the legs. For another variation of a Baddha Konasana, just find what you need in this moment. Bring the toes up to the ceiling for a little legs up the wall. If you want to use an actual wall, feel free. Nice pose to stay in for as long as your body's asking. The shoulders relax. Loose through the joints, through the ankles, through the knees. Only extend as much as your hamstrings are happy. If you're trying to straighten the legs and it's making you miserable, allow yourself a little flexibility, a little softness. You can stay here for as long as you like. This can be your Shavasana. But if you prefer, bring the legs back to the mat and find where you're most comfortable. Maybe it's in corpse pose, maybe it's in hammock, maybe it's just seated meditation. Let your body soften, eyes closed. Let go of any breathing pattern you're using and just let your breath be what it needs to be to support your body in this moment. It's a good place to shut off the video and just sink into the kind of Shavasana you need. If you're still with me, this is just a short break in your day and you want to get moving. Let the eyes flutter open. You can wiggle the fingers, circling the wrists, wiggling toes, circling ankles, letting the movements get slightly bigger. Then eventually drawing knees into chest, rolling to one side. Nice place to stay until you feel stable and grounded. But when you're ready, come up to seated. Let the sit bones settled in. And a long spine. We'll end letting the arms float up on the inhale, inhaling so. Exhale, hum. Hands come to heart center. The light in me sees and honors the light in all of you. Namaste. Well, thank you for joining me. I hope you find what you need this holiday season. Find a little contentment, a little peace. And we hope to see you back at the co-op someday soon.